and welcome. I am about to go live stream. Well, we are live stream, but we're about to start sewing Simplicity number 4422, and we're going to be sewing the red coat. I just did a live stream with this week's recap of what we have done pattern. So I did a little mini fashion show, and I showed the two fabrics I have for Ken's gray suit, which is this one. And the great thing about that is that it's going to look very similar to Pee Wee Herman's gray suit. The only difference is that Pee Wee, right over here, he has a little pocket and white little scarf. So that won't be a problem to add. And here is our Barbie. I'm going to be doing the sewing, and our Silkstone Barbie is going to be our model. So I'm going to move her along here to the edge and bring the already cut pieces of this project. So it's a fun project. We are nearly to its end, and I'm going to be sewing the red coat and the hat, and then Ken's gray suit. And so let's see, it's 3 pieces. So I'll show you here. I went ahead and traced them and put it on my paper. So this is the hat. Oh, there goes my pattern. So here is the tool. It's very hard to see, but you can see it here. So that's the pattern for the hat, and I will be doing this with you so that you see how it's done. This is the coat, as you can see right here. You can see the sleeve, and this is the front part right here. So let me give you a different orientation so you can see. So right over here, we're going to have this part at a fold, like so. And part of this tutorial is to show you the pieces and show you how it's going to be done. So this is the back. And you might think, where's the other part of the sleeve? Well, it's right over here. If you take, and this is the back part folded. So if you fold this down, you see there is the sleeve right here. So in the front, now with the white paper, I wanted to have white paper so you can see here as a visual, this is where this part is going to go in. So like so. So we're going to be connecting it. So it should be a rather quick tutorial, but I'm going to put tulle on the edges, and that saves it so it can look nice. This is a medium weight cotton, so it's pretty, it's like gabardine actually. Very nice, good medium weight. And let's bring the Silkstone Barbie here so that we can take a look where it's going to end on her. How long is it going to be? So here is the back. I'm going to move her hair. And it's going to be a very beautiful length right here. Right over here. It's basically like a tea dress size length, and she's going to be wearing that beautiful little hat. And I already started doing that, and I moved it to the side along with the needle and thread. So let's see here. Barbie was modeling it just a few minutes ago, but when I moved her, it probably fell over to the side, and I'm getting it right now so that you can see. I will be making the other one. So let's put it on her right here, and it's going to look, So I'm going to be using this red embroidery for that little, right over here, for that little bow. Oh, it's too close so you can't see, but right over here you get to see. So she has it in black. I'm going to put it in red, and it's going to look just lovely. Alright, so moving right along, I am looking for my red thread. I thought that I had put it on, but that's just going to take a little minute. In the meantime, you get to see Barbie. And good thing that I have it handy. I already have my red bobbin, and it'll just take me a second. And now I will put her back. So, welcome. We are about to start sewing the red coat for Barbie. I'm just moving things to make some space. And on to sewing. Oh, hi, good morning, Marna. Oh my goodness, Marna, I love your little elf, your newest elf doll. It is darling. I have to go back and see it so that I can get the name. And I know you're busy and can't wait for your Cheeky Monday. Thank you. So here is the red coat. I have white serger thread. So in the inside, we're going to have white serger. Just making room here, getting my thread ready for the serger. So here are the pieces. Made a very quick review about the pieces. And right now we're just going to get started. So here are the two pieces, and want to make sure that I'm going to be getting the correct size. So this is the brightest side. The other part of the fabric looks a little bit more darker. So what we're going to do first is align the fabric and then sew it. So this is the size right here. So here are the pieces that we're going to connect. And then we're going to have ourselves the sleeve all done. The first time that I did this in a different pattern, it was very confusing. But that's what these tutorials are for. So let me get going here. All right. That didn't sound well, so I was missing a part here. So I wonder how it's going to look. So I was missing a part, so I'm going to start this again. It didn't sew correctly, so we should be good to go. So I just took the thread out, and I know my machine so well that when it started sewing, it didn't sound right. So let's try this again. Hopefully. Alright, so now I'm taking a second look. Let's check the bobbin. And let's try this again. So it didn't go well the first time. Let's see now. I just wonder why it's not sewing. That is so strange. So let's take a look at this bobbin. And even if I don't set it up, it should pick it up. So I'm going to try this again. I just wonder, and I doubt it, because that it's not the material, because the last material that I sewed, which was Ken's jacket, that was pretty thick, and it sewed that one pretty well. So let me take a look here. Make sure that everything's attached. And we're gonna try it again. No. So people, I get to hear the cars. I wonder if you can hear them. People are, and that's my alarm. It's probably 6:30. That's my 6:30 alarm. I've been up since 4 in the morning. My cats woke me up. So let's try this a third time. So finally, we get to have it. So let's take a look. So here is one part sewed so that you can see how it's taking form. There is the coat, and there is our sleeve. So we're going to do the other one, and then I'm going to put it through the serger and get going. I'm going to move these big pieces of paper because they're in the way. Okay, so now that I sewed this here, I'm going to put it through the serger, and you will see this part taken care of. So in the meantime, I will give you a little bit of a visual of the doll. So here we are. I went ahead and did the sleeves, and that's how our coat is taking shape. And for the neck, I'm going to use my handy dandy tool, and this is so that it doesn't fray. I don't like to have any, and you can already see how it's starting to fray. Just a little movement of putting this there is already starting to fray. So I'm going to cut it so that we can be able to move this around, so I'm going to cut it here on in the middle and the sides, and that is for easement. Right there. So here comes a little bit of tulle. This is the part of the tulle hat. So it's already at a slant. And I'm going to put the tulle in here and then just use that to fold it over. And I did not see anything in the pattern for a collar. I believe just as soon for you to fold it through, but this is much nicer, much cleaner to go ahead and do it this way. Okay, so here we have the tulle, and I'm going to sew it on top just for safe measure. It's much nicer and cleaner, and it will hold part of the frame. And these little preparations make a big difference. And look at all the fraying that's happening right here on the side. See that? So now that I have the tulle there, I'm going to fold this over and sew it down. So why don't we just put the serger here, since we're here and right now. One of the things about me is that I have a high sense of smell, and I'm basically feeling nauseous and sick from the exhaust of the neighbor's car. They just let that muffler go. They just, turn it on and leave it on. But it's summertime and I have my window open, so I don't have the luxury of closing it. So I feel yucky. It's probably, if I get to have this smell while I'm sleeping, it's probably when I'm having a bad part of my sleeping. So I'm going to move it over. If it was red, you would not be able to see this, but it's going to be folded, so we get to have that in the inside. So there's a lot of preparation for something so simple. And I'm going to crease it here. Take it so it's easy for us to fold it. Alright, so now let's try this. Another place to do it is right here at the connection. And if you, when you do this, it might be a little bit hard because of the two pieces of fabric. It would be easier to hand stitch this part, but we're just going to go ahead and do it. So I put the pin here in the middle to hold it in place. And now we are going to sew this, and basically I am massaging and adjusting this and pulling on the material so that it gives way. So what would be easier for me to do it this way? This is the hard part about using medium to thick material. These little tight areas where you have to fold, the fabric is not going to help you. And I keep on poking myself there. Okay. So I am pulling and tugging to massage the fabric. Don't want to crease. And having the pin here in the middle helps to keep form. So now you get to see this part here. And so there we go. So now I'm going to sew the hem. And probably what I'm going to do after I'm done is take the stitch out and hand sew the neck area. It probably would have been easier, but it would have been popping out and not finished if I would have let it loose. After I do this part, I'm going to do the serger on the bottom. So the hardest part, like I always say, is the tight places, which is the neckline. And this one is no exception. So here I am putting the two end pieces together so that we can have it even, and the bottom. So with this, I'm going to sew it, and I may put a serger, and I will put a serger there, giving myself plenty of room, as you see right here, because we're going to do a clip there. And plus we're going to need the extra room for the thickness of the serger thread. Okay. And I'm going to clip this now. And I do it as close as possible without cutting the thread. Okay, so I'm going to... Boy, that car really left me with really bad feeling. Okay, so I took the pin out. Let me make sure I put it away. Oh, got stuck here. Boy, for such a simple piece, it's a little bit complicated with all this extra thread going on. So I am going to get the serger done right now. Clip my coat. And red interior thread would be nice. Usually what I do is I fully line it, but I am going with what the direction says without the lining. And we wouldn't need, if I did the lining, we wouldn't need all this extra sewing with the serger. It would be covered. So I am clipping this right now. I just realized that I didn't clip the second piece. I just went on to sew. And like I always say, there's always such a mess with loose threads. So here's the coat before I turn it inside out. So I'm going to do the hem on the bottom. And I do the hem first and then do the fold in the front. So for this, I'm going to do some stitching here and to hold it, and the metal hooks are going to hold it into place, and the buttons are going to hold it into place. So what I'm going to do is just stitch it on the top and stitch it on the bottom. So this, we will do this here on Livestream. And I will also sew the buttons on so that we can get the full effect, the full look of this. So here I am sewing this part here. And it could definitely use a good pressing. And I'm going to hold it here in the middle just to help us out. Just a very, very soft little stitching. So now for the other side. And all this thread, I'm going to clean it up. Clean up the threading is like dotting your I's and crossing your T's. I probably could feel bad because I didn't have a full night's sleep. I mean, I did wake up at 4, so that means I probably got like 4 hours sleep. And of course, my cats are sleeping. I don't know why they keep on coming to wake me up. And I was telling my mother that there's this Petra. She wakes me up by licking my, she licks my fingertips and then she bites them. So that's a little nudge for me to wake up, I guess. Or to tell me that she's in my bed. But she's not here right now. And that's why I have the live stream going. So here we are going to fold this inside out and take a look at the coat. And I did want to get my little buttons ready, but I got as far as getting the thread ready. But it'll only take me a few minutes to get my black buttons out. So here's the coat with some excess thread, which I'm going to take out. And we're almost done. So let's get let me see, how many buttons do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 buttons here. So this is how I get my buttons. They're little teeny tiny ones. I should order some more. So here's 1, 2, let's see here, 2, okay, we got our 4. So since we're recreating this, I am going to put it where the code is on the picture. And I have let me see here. I have gray, like charcoal gray thread. That's going to be good enough for this. So we are going to look at the picture and we're going to put it on this side. So don't want to inadvertently throw these little buttons away. So I'm going to put them right here, make sure they don't go in that little hole. Well, I'm pretty happy since we got such a little shaky start with the sewing machine. Didn't want to, first time it does that, but I was missing the threading. So let's get started. Let's start by putting the first button in here. And another thing that I do need to do is I need to buy me some metal snaps. I have been using the metal hooks, which work really nice actually. These are tiny the thick material is making it hard for me to, that's me hitting this. So I took the coat off the camera so that I can do the um, the knotting, and I'm going to bring it back. Okay. I'm going to move this back because I think I'm going to hit it. So let's do the last one, which happens to be right here, right around where her hand would be. So that would be around right here. So that's a good location. And we are going to be doing her her little hat right now. Actually, what I'm going to do is do the bow and just show you what to do. It's so hard. These little buttons are so tiny that even this little needle seems to be thick. It probably has the width of a seed bead. If you have worked with seed beads, you need very, very thin needles. So here we have the two buttons. So I am guesstimating that this one's going to go here. And so let's put it here so we can have a visual. So if we put this one here, and we put this one here, so I need to go a little bit higher, right there. So this is what I'm talking about. Oh, there we go. And this is going to have 2 metal hooks when I'm done with it. But for now, just so that we can have the full view, give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, something I should have done, should have gotten started. So now I'm going to put the last one, and it's going to be, let's look at it right here. Too much to the edge. And there we go. So these little, adding the buttons and adding the metal snap does take its time, does take its toll. There we go. That's a very good separation, very uniformed. So normally I put the needle in the buttonhole twice, but it's very thick and it's very hard. So here's the coat, and I am going to bring the little hat. So what I did is, let me see here. Here is the curve, as you can see, of the hat. I put the needle on the edge and I kept on going in and out, and then I pulled it. I pulled it in and I got this shape right here. So I'm going to do my little knot and separate the tulle from the hat, and I am going to get myself, it's set 2 inches of 2 inches for the bow. So, but what I'm going to do is I am going to do the bow and then cut it. I think that would be the easiest thing to do. Okay, let's try this again. Trying to tighten this. There is our fancy little bow. And our red thread. And just put it down the middle. I don't want to fuss around with it too much because I don't want to start unraveling the tips of this thread. And this is how long these little extra touches take. But this is going to be so pretty. I think a purse would be nice as an accessory. Alright, so I got the thread in there, so I'm going to just continue with it. So there we go. So we are almost done, and now we're just going to put this on our Silkstone Barbie. And I thought of using her. I don't ever get to use her. And just ask myself, why not? Alright, here we go. Next, coming up next is, in a different video, is the sewing of Ken's gray suit, so that we can do the recreation. And I am going getting rid of all this little extra threads and putting this coat on, oops, Silkstone Barbie. Just being as gentle as I can with her. And I will also prep this up. I'm prepping it up with a pin just to keep it together for now. Okay. Don't want to show the pin, so let's see. I think she's going to stay. I think she's going to stay put. And it's a really beautiful fabric. Getting her hair prepped and putting her hat on. I think I need like a bobby pin just to hold her hair. There we go. This is very beautiful. Very beautiful pattern. The getting the tulle in the back there in the neck, like anytime, is a little bit of a challenge, but it was a very nice one indeed just to have it done. So here we go. She looks lovely. This is such a lovely pattern. It's easy once you get to know how to put the sleeve, connect the sleeve, and doing the neck. So thank you for watching. I'm going to cut the fabric for Ken gray suit and get to working on that soon. So give me about half an hour. I'm gonna have something to eat. Like I mentioned, the car's exhaust really made me nauseous, and maybe if I can just have some bread. So we'll see you soon. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a comment, and a share. And we'll see you soon. Bye.